Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we are going to talk about this full moon eclipse in Scorpio that is going to be happening, as well as a collective reading afterward, so that way we can figure out how to harness this energy for our best potential. So this will be a general reading. Take what resonates, know that there's a message in here for you somewhere. Let's start out with the cards that I have in front of me to kind of illustrate what's going on. So we have the Witching Hour Oracle, the Moonology Oracle, and the Moonology Manifestation Oracle. And in the description box below, I will list all of the decks that I'm using in this video, should you want to check them out more in depth. And while you're in the description box, I do have a link tree that will give you all of my social media accounts, as well as my Etsy shop where I do private readings. So if you are interested in any of those things, check that out. All right, so we have a full moon in Scorpio, and not only that, it's a full moon eclipse. So the big takeaway from this energy is it is time for transformation, big change, and we might be in our feelings a lot. It's also a fantastic time to work with our shadow self and release. Full moons are fantastic for releasing things that are no longer serving our best interest and holding us back from moving forward. But this is the big moon to do so. Like, this is the time to just be like, you know what? This person, relationship, activity, none of this is working for me anymore. We are going to be letting it go. And so here it says it's time to release negativity. Yeah. And so the big thing here is there's going to be a lot of emotion. Good emotion, bad emotion is going to be intense. Breathe through the tension. There could be a lot of blockages right now that are asking you to release and work them through. So there's going to probably be a lot of clashing within you. So that's going to release a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, etc. So when it comes to just the full moon in Scorpio, we need to find balance with all of this, right? So Scorpio is a very sensual feeling energy sign. Let's just say that. I can't really go too much in depth because of guidelines, but it's a time to really get in touch with that. Figure out where your sensuality lies and then your emotion lies, and figure out where you can find balance between the two. Use the energy to create what you want. This is a fantastic time to tap into all of that creative, sensual energy and put it forth to creating. Because what is that act if not creating something, right? Be in touch with that sensual side. Also, if you're going to be in your feelings, don't be afraid to feel them. Like, it's okay. Sometimes we are afraid of our own feelings. We're afraid of what can bubble up, and that's totally valid. But this whole energy around this is just a huge, big release. So be in your feelings, cry, release. Oh my gosh, it feels so good sometimes to just cry and let it all out. So cathartic. And you know, putting on a movie that is guaranteed to make you cry all the time, #Pixar, it will definitely help kind of open up the floodgates, so to speak, and just let you have your moments. So be in your feelings. It's okay to feel your feelings. Don't stress about that, because whether we like it or not is going to happen. Let's talk about the full moon eclipse part of this situation. So this is huge transformation, huge change, and also it's like a final nail in the coffin. So if things weren't working for you, if things were teetering whether you should stay or you should go or you should move on, or what about this, all of those situations are going to basically shut the door on them. Like it's going to come to a conclusion for the most part. You're going to end up realizing like, nope, you know what? I am going to go. This is not working for me. Goodbye. This is time to level up. This is time to evolve. This is time to grow. And a lot of that comes with letting go, with forgiveness, and with working with our shadow or our darkness. So when we talk about forgiveness, this isn't letting the person or the situation that did you wrong off the hook. This is acknowledging what happened and then working through that for your own good. This is all about you being able to move on and being okay with who you are and your situation right now. Forgiving other people or a situation that has happened doesn't give lenience to them or that situation. What it does, it allows you to accept the situation for what it was, understand where you need to go now, and move forward. Hopefully I'm explaining that correctly. I do want to read a little portion from this guidebook here for the propagating energy. So this is either the flower moon or the hare moon. It's also considered a few other names, I believe, too, but the full hare moon is a time to cultivate or tap into the telluric current, which is the energy that derives from the heart of the earth. Here, the mother of the hare moon is pictured holding the earth in her hands as the current of energy swirls from the center. She is cradling this earth energy in her palms, ready to use it within herself to make her strong and intuitive. This card represents the need to gather in your personal energy. You need to take inventory of all your unused, or more importantly, your misused power and store it for an essential purpose. Have you ever been in a situation that drains you of your vitality? Is there a specific person you deal with who depletes you? Reflect on what parts of your life are diminishing your energy and how to pull that energy back to you to redirect it toward a better purpose. All right, so with all of that being said, it will probably feel very intense. We might need to be in our feelings, and self-care is always a fantastic time around a new moon or a full moon. And with this one especially, it might be a fantastic time for you to do what self-care activity makes you feel good and makes you feel nurtured and cared for. So keep that in mind when we move through this energy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the general reading. All right. So as always, universe wants to throw a ton of cards at us. There's a lot to say. So we're going to start with our Wandering Star Tarot for how to best utilize this energy and then advice on how to do that. And then we have all of these confirmation cards and then all of these cards about what we should be focused on manifesting. Okay, so that's what this is. And I mean, it's like half the deck. So here we go. All right, so how to best utilize this energy. And would you look at that? You know what? I am not surprised anymore when these things happen. It's just fantastic. So death is actually ruled by the sign of Scorpio. So this is again talking about transformation, rebirth, change. Like this is huge change. And we're talking about the major arcana here. So this is like big change and new beginnings. But at the same time here, we see endings. So we are letting go of things that aren't letting us live our best self. You already know intuitively what those things are. It could be activities, habits, it could be toxic people, work life, imbalance in a lot of those things too. Take what resonates and know that right now things are going to be ending and we are letting them go. We are walking away from the things that are holding us back. Right now, we are evolving, all right? And that's what this death card is all about. A new lease on life, a rebirth, a transformation, and a big one at that. You might have brand new goals that you want to achieve for yourself, such as like, I'm going to get up early. I'm going to have a brand new day routine where I get up early, I work out for X amount of minutes, and I eat healthy, and I have a better work life, home life balance. Like all of these things are going to be my new goals. And it could be something big, like I'm leaving this toxic relationship. So again, take what resonates, but know that this is bringing about fundamental, huge change, all right? And as a full moon, it's a fantastic time for this death card to appear and manifesting too. So what do you want to be going into this next cycle manifesting? New moon's coming, I think in 2 weeks? So be thinking about those intentions too. All right, and then the card that represents advice on how to utilize this energy, move through this energy. Okay, I'm laughing because of course it is. So the Devil card, this isn't talking about, because we're using it as advice, we are using the advice here of we are going to work with our shadow side. We are going to work with our darkness like we were talking about earlier. I love when this happens. So we are letting go of things that are toxic for us. But this is the advice here. We are letting it go. We are realizing our negative habits, our negative self-talk, our negative toxic relationships. We don't need them anymore. We are working with our fears. We are acknowledging things that that might not have been in our best interest, and we are bringing those to the surface. Again, a lot of intense emotional energy is going to be happening to help us move through this change. So sometimes it's hard to work with our shadow. Some of us really don't like it. I didn't like it when I first started doing it and doing shadow work, but it's important to understand what we need to heal. We need to bring it to our attention sometimes in order to work through it. Because if we keep pushing things down and away from ourselves, we never work through that and we can't evolve and we can't change. Easier said than done, yes. And some things are easier to work through than others. But it's how we handle ourselves in the situations that will provide this change. So work with your darkness, work with your shadow, confront things that maybe that have been too emotional for you to confront in the past or too hard to confront in the past. And then this way it will help bring about that huge release and that big change for you. And again, this Devil card is all about releasing and letting go and being free from those shackles and the chains that you have been tied down with in the past. So again, it could be indicating a lot of different things for each person, right? But the important thing is that we work with it and we move through it in order to get to where we need to go. I get it. Easier said than done. Yes. All right. So let's get to our confirmation cards. We have the Prism Oracle, which I adore. We've got disruption. Absolutely. It's going to be a huge disruption. Our emotions, I think that's what's going to be the biggest disruption. And then we might have a bunch of that, those aha moments throughout the day of like, okay, now this I got to work through. So just be aware that there's going to probably be some hiccups throughout your day, but for the betterment of yourself. Next we have, aha, love it, growth. Yes, this is all for our growth and our expansion, our evolution. And then, yep, we need to create the balance. Focus on balancing emotions with actionable items that you can do. So, you know, we can be in our feelings, yes, but at the same time, we need to counter that with doing something that's going to provide a functionality for ourselves, another focus. And abundance, yes. Change and growth for abundance. Love it. All right, next up, we've got the heavenly bodies, another favorite of mine that I love using for these videos. We have Chiron, hurt and heal. So that's exactly what we have been describing, right? We might be hurting, but at the same time, we're healing. We have to work through our shadow side in order to heal. A lot of maybe repressed memories might be coming up. So just know that if you're feeling hurt, if you're working through something, that's what you're doing. You're working through it in order to get to the change that you need. Next, we have the air card. So being open-minded, objectivity, and learning. So keep an open mind with all of this. Know that this is very much a movable situation. Air moves pretty quickly in this environment. So keeping an open mind, knowing that there needs to be this balance and learning what you need to learn throughout this experience. And then we have House 12, spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. So connect with your spirituality. We are transcending. We are, definitely experiencing change. Karma is an interesting one here. So we could be releasing some karma throughout this change, but for the most part, healing is going to be a huge one. And our last heavenly bodies is sextile, a combination of tension and flow, potential, and a rewarding situation. So yeah, breathe through the tension like we talked about earlier, because it's going to provide a rewarding situation. You're going to come out of it better than you were prior. Okay. I want to stress, don't be afraid of this. Things are going to be coming up because you need to work through them in order to get to your next level up. Okay. Sometimes the blockages are there because we're holding on too tightly to things that we don't want to release. And I speak from experience. All right, next up, we've got the Starcodes Astro. So we've got series. This seems to come up a lot in these readings. So nurture, again, self-care, nurture yourself. Inner child maybe coming out to heal as well with this. So make sure you give yourself a lot of nurturing energy. Clarify, we're going to see things a lot clearly now once we move through this. We've got Jupiter creating abundance, and Cancer, immerse yourself in your feelings. Cancer is a sign that is very much in their feelings a lot. And it's not a bad thing. It's just sometimes we need to be in them in order to, work through things. I keep saying that. And then we have Queen of the Moon. So we have change again, going through a lot of change. Extremes, extreme highs and lows, and intense emotions. We've got all of these moons here. Trust in yourself. Trust in the process. Trust in this change. Protection. If you are struggling, make sure you have protection items around you, comfort items around you. They could be crystals, they could be smoke cleansing, however it feels good for you, calling upon your spirit guides, etc. Creation. How can you use this energy to create? Because it's a fantastic and potent energy to do so. And your last one, flower moon, which is what we're experiencing. So blossoming, things are coming to fruition. Things are picking up for your abundance. Next, we have the Unshakeable Inner Peace cards. And it is your true tribe can't show up until you do. How can you show more of the real you? Showing up for yourself and others. How can you do that? How can you be that person if you're holding back, if you're holding on too tightly, if you won't release things? You are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? What can you celebrate throughout this? What can you look forward to? And then we have leader of the light. Where are you being called to serve and support others? And your last one, trust your faith. Dive into the unfolding journey. What is your faith asking of you? I just noticed there's like full moons in each of these cards. So these are great questions to ask yourself throughout this process. And then real quickly, we're going to see what we should focus on manifesting. So we've got connecting with our spirit guides. We've got manifesting things for the home life, manifesting and working on our psychic abilities, finding answers, which could also be a healing situation. Lighten your load, so unburden yourself. This is a great time for that. Forgiveness, we talked about that. Transformation, the key to all of this. Then we got healing again. Love it. Travel. So we might be manifesting some things to do with travel, but I always think of this as a Six of Swords imagery. So to me, this looks like as well healing or moving on to calmer waters. Then we also have animals, so something to do with animals. It came out, so it might be for you. Family life, happy home, happy family, and compassion for yourself and others. So I know this was a bit longer, but there was a lot more energy to talk about today. Hopefully this resonated with you, and hopefully this helped you understand this moon a little bit more. Please let me know if it did down in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. That way you'll never miss an upload from me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Please don't be scared of this full moon eclipse. This is going to bring about great change. It's going to help lighten your load so much. Again, it's okay to be in your feelings. So let me know all of your thoughts about this moon down in the comment section as well. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.